So objective 3 is union and intersection. I don't know if you guys have done this before anywhere. Do you remember doing union and intersection anywhere?
Oh yeah. It's with the U, right? Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, it's not that tough. But let's just talk about some of the definitions and what that means. Okay. The union of two sets contains all the elements contained in either set. So it is literally a union of all the sets. So you're combining. If it's only, most of the time it's only going to be two sets, you're combining those two sets together in creating a new set. That is the union of those sets.
Just for blocks.
So here's how we notate union. Okay, so for example, if the two sets that we were joining together were set A and set B, what we write is this is the union. So we actually make a little U. This is the union of A and B. So that's how we notate it.
Oh yeah, we did it.
The union of A and B. Now, the intersection, so we have the union is combining them both together to create a new set. The intersection is the elements that are in both sets. So it's just where they intersect. So sometimes you'll have elements in one set that are also in another set. Okay? And the ones that are in both are the intersection. And we notate that by flipping that U upside down. Okay, so that's the intersection. So this is the intersection of A and B. So the intersection symbol is that same U, but flipped upside down.
So what's it?
Intersection is what's in common between A and B. A union is all of A and B combined, even if they're not in both. This is only in common. This is all the elements total. Here is a kind of Venn diagram looking situation of the same thing. So this is in your book, probably page 4, but if you want to take a picture of that, you can. The union, so here's a depiction of the union. It includes all of the sets. Okay? The intersection only includes the parts that are in both A and B. They have to be in both. In the union, it could be or. So it's A or B or both. In this case, it's just A and B. So here's some examples that I want you to work through. So you have set A, set B, set C. Go ahead, take a picture of that. And then I want you to figure out A, which is the intersection of A and B. B is the union of A and B. C is the intersection of A and C. And so you should write those using, I would use roster method set notation. Okay, since listing the numbers is not that bad. Okay. So for the intersection of A and B, I'm looking for elements of A that are also in B. -5. Anything else that they have in common? No. Nope. So the intersection of A and B is just the set of -5. How many have that right? Okay.
Do we have to put that whole thing?
Yes. Well, you could have just written this. Okay, so for example, you could have just written that. That would have been okay. Okay? You didn't necessarily have to write the problem down. But in terms of being precise, you would want to write that. Right? So for B, we're taking the union. So A and B combined together. Are there any repeats? -5, right? And that was the intersection. So when I combine them together, I only write one -5 down. Okay? And so I need to have a -5, a -3, a -1, a 0, a 1, and a 5. So the union is all of them together. Okay?
You say why?
So basically all of A and B combined together, that's what the union is. Okay? So you combine them all together, no repeats. Now, you guys were asking me what happens when they don't have anything in common. So for example, on A and C, A does not have anything in common with C. There's no element that they share. So it's not no solution. When we say that, we can write it one of two ways. Literally an empty set. It's braces with nothing inside of it. I don't recommend using this. Okay? I prefer that you do the circle with the slash to signify empty set.
Oh, I just said empty set.
I want you to use one of these two.
Okay.
Okay?